Stone City is filled with unique buildings, all made out of stone. But what kind of stone is it? And that's why we're here at a quarry with Mr. Brad Hatcher. He's going to tell us all about it. Brad, what kind of stone do we have here?
It's a dolomite limestone that has magnesium carbonate in it, which makes it very dense. And it makes a great building stone, very durable. As you can see, we'll see some of the buildings that are here after 100 and some years. So, and this is what we're looking at is how they've done it since the 1850s.
So it's a very unique rock, right? It's not something that you'll find. It's not just your normal limestone you're going to just pull out of the ground.
It's a special limestone, very small area here that it comes from. And actually, I believe, as in 1954, it was voted the best limestone in Iowa. Yeah, I say we're going back a ways, but you know, I mean, that's it was that, you know, as far as limestone
right
goes.
that's interesting, like a ranking of limestone. That's a very fascinating concept to me. So I mean, so what quarry are we at right now?
This is Weber Stone Quarry, Stone City Quarries, also called. It's owned by Mike and Pat Deitmeyer, who are the grandsons of the man that started it, or restarted it in 1952 by Bill Weber.
Okay, yeah, because before, I mean, there were several other people running quarries before.
Oh, there was
right?
a couple dozen people that from 1852 on that owned and operated the different quarries here. So it was you know, bought and sold and that type of thing, and it was such labor intensive back then that people got into it for a few years and then got out of it.
Yeah.
Even the state of Iowa, they were
Really?
they were quarry owners from 1872, I believe, up until 1874. When the Iowa legislature said, no, you can't be in competition with private people,
Right.
so they had to sell theirs. But up until then, the convicts did the quarrying.
The convicts coming from Anamosa.
From Anamosa, yeah, and did that. And they also, you know, the ones that built the prison, that's all
That's
Anamosa
all
limestone, yeah.
Okay.
So
Interesting. Yeah, it's amazing. You look around to think about the idea of people doing this with horses and
yes.
steam engines, you know,
100
years ago. But there's a lot of history in this area.
Oh yeah, you bet. It's it started with the quarries, and then that was one era that lasted up until about 1910, and then there was a lull, and then the Grant Wood Art Colony came in, and that was another period that in the 30 and 32, and then it was kind of slacked off until 52 when Bill Weber came in and did it, you know, which is how Stone City kind of got its reputation as the town that refuses to die. You know, we've been through 3 or 4 different phases, and right now still going strong.
Oh, that's great. Well, I can't wait to hear more about the art part of Stone City.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and move on and check out some of the other historical places.
Sounds good.
Well, I've got to say, this is probably one of the more unique buildings that we're in front of here. Tell me a little bit about where are we at right now, Ray?
Right now we're right on the edge of Stone City. This was part of the John Green estate. He used this to house all his horses, that type of thing, for his quarry, and you know, working the quarry was all horses back then. He also had some thoroughbred horses that he housed in there, and you can't see it right now, but over in this area right here, there was a quarter-mile racetrack.
Really?
That he used to race horses in. You bet.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So there was actually a couple of rooms in there that dedicated to stable hands, full-time stable hands that were here 24 hours a day, that type of thing. So
Interesting.
Yeah.
And now it's a private residence.
Now it's a private residence. There's been a number of people lived here. These people have lived here for 11 or 12 years, I believe. Really nice people.
Right.
I've taken great care of it, that type of thing. They was there fortune or misfortune that they had to put a new roof on it. You know, it's a big building,
Oh, yeah.
so it's supposed to be one of the largest stone buildings in Iowa of its kind. That being that it has flying buttresses on the side, and the loft upstairs has no vertical supports. It's done with a scissor truss, so they go from sill to the other side, and so the top part is wide open.
Interesting.
And the people here had 7 kids, I believe, and they made a basketball court up there, a full-size basketball court. So,
oh, wow, that's
yeah.
incredible.
So
I'm sure a lot of people are drawn to the Grant Wood
right.
part of Stone City's history. Tell me a little bit about the art colony.
The art colony was 1932 and 33, right in the heart of the Depression, and was started with Grant Wood and Adrian Dornbush. Came from Flint, Michigan. They started it. It was an accredited course from Coe College, and it was more popular than they ever thought. They had 120 people that came out in the summer and painted, did sculpting, wood, framing, whatever they wanted to do. They would have on Saturdays and Sundays, they would open the colony up to local residents and that type of thing. And they say as much as 1,000 people would come and visit on a weekend to buy the art, to talk to the people at the colony, that type of thing. Unfortunately, they were artists and not financial wizards, and and being the middle of the Depression, a lot of people worked for their tuition and room and board, and so it wasn't financially viable. And after 2 years, they had to put it away and move on. Right?
Yeah,
So.
and it's so interesting to me that right here, smack dab in the middle of our backyard, is one of the most, I would say, a very culturally significant art movement.
Absolutely. It was one of the reasons that he started it was because he said that the art schools in the mountainous regions and the East Coast, too expensive, too far away. So he wanted to get the regional flavor, and this was a great place to start. He had hoped to move that to a lot of different areas and do the same thing, but like I say, it was not great timing. So, they had to let it go.
Well, I can't wait to see even more parts of our history around here.
All right, cool.
All right, let's keep going.
All right, you bet.
And our last stop on our abbreviated history tour in Stone City is St. Joseph's Catholic Church. Tell me a little bit about this building.
This building built on an unusual site because John Green, one of the big quarry owners here in Stone City, said he would donate the land and a major donation to build the church if he could see it from his house, which was right up the hill here. It was built by the parishioners and it was paid for before it ever started. It was the first building in Stone City that was designed by an architect by the name of Guido Beck from Dubuque. Was built for a little over $13,000.
Wow.
The windows in it are from Munich, Germany, and they're original stained glass. And they were bought for $65 a piece, and now they say that they're priceless.
Oh, I'm sure. $65 a piece.
Yep.
It's a lovely, lovely little church. It's in oratory now.
Right.
So it's not used for weekly services, but it's still open for people to come visit when they have a handy tour guide with them.
Well, we're fortunate that the people that are in charge of it let us bring tours and buses and car tours and that type of thing with it. They use it, the people that are able to use it were members when it went into oratory, and they can have weddings and funeral services here. So.
Well, it's another one of the fantastic stone structures here in Stone City. Brad, what can people do? You know, we went on, like I said, a very abbreviated tour. If somebody wanted to come and you know, get the full experience, what should people do?
The best way to set up a tour is through the Jones County Tourism Office in Anamosa. And up until then, you know, really, you're welcome to walk around. There's an information sign on the building below us that has the representation of the Gothic house in Eldon. That kind of will let you know where you can and maybe shouldn't go because most of the property in Stone City is privately owned.
Right. But it's certainly worth the travel just to come here and make the walk around and drive around it and see all these wonderful historic buildings.
It's a beautiful area. Lucky to be able to live here.
Oh yeah. Well, Brad, thanks so much for having us.
Thank you.
I really appreciate your time.
Appreciate it. Thank you.